it before you even jump into the live environment, I think that's going to be night and day, right? So every single day when we learn new concepts, basically try to get on that simulator, try those out, and see if not even see if they work, but see how they work, see how they're going to work for you. That way, you're not really trying to figure things out on the spot when you're in the game. Okay, so let's get the show on the road. Are we streaming on YouTube? Yes, we are. Night and day. If you want to learn about NASDAQ, check out the link in the description of this live stream recording. Purpose of these live streams every Sunday to help you prepare for the week. It's going to be a lot of BS on social medias and specifically some of the apps where most of the traders are constantly showing wins and showing, post-trade results and post-trade analysis. It's really hard to stay focused on your own plate and sort of seeing everybody else winning. So, purpose of these streams, get you the right info, get you some clarity before the heat of battle. That way you can kind of have a game plan, not really playing things by ear during the week. If you guys want to find out more about us, check out this link in the description, chartaddictsfx.com, the best. All right, so we're going to take a quick look through the charts. Actually, we're going to switch things around. Um, Actually, no, that doesn't really make sense. We got a pretty big, busy week here, so I guess we'll just do things normal. Pretty busy week. Last week we had meeting minutes from the Fed and a few other kind of small, I don't say high impact, but lower impact news events. Biggest news event is that January 6th, the United States Senate confirmed Trump's nomination for President of the United States. So up until January 6th, everybody was sort of living in this like too good to be true, not really overcommitting to stocks and crypto, just sort of waiting things out to see if this is actually going to happen. January 6th became a reality. And I think now the optimism in the stock market, the optimism in some of the higher risk assets starting to come back. And so I want to show you guys a quick tour here. I can't type in. I thought it was the crypto.com index. I don't really have it saved, but wow, this fib is looking real good. Anyways, Bitcoin had started to retrace from the $108,000 highs, came all the way down as low as 91,000. Now what we're looking at here is support's been formed. We have this new sort of like range that's being formed. Chart Addicts members, you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about here, which is this is a model one. Okay, we already have break retest here. So the next move would either be this double bottom of the 88, and then we just continue back up. Crypto continues its monumental rise. Or if we consider this the neckline, then we have a pretty good model two here underway. And that'll just be about $2,000 or $3,000 cheaper. So if you're looking to like for any re-entries, if you're looking for anything, you're looking to get out of crypto, you kind of want to time things according to, where it's at in the cycle. If it's all the way here at the lows and you bought some Bitcoin, let's say at the top, or you bought some XRP or you bought some Talcoin or whatever it is, you don't want to be getting out right here and just taking the loss. Instead, even if you see a couple $1,000s dip here in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin really leads the charge for all cryptos. So you see a dip, wait for that climb back up before really considering taking the loss on that trade or the investment, Not investment advice, consult a licensed professional, which there really aren't many for crypto. So I don't know. You're shit out of luck, I guess, according to what the government said. There's no crypto financial experts, yet you're supposed to consult a licensed financial professional. But if there aren't any, then hold on. I don't know. This is why I'm pretty glad Trump's back because even firing Gary Gensler, it's not just about I don't like Gary Gensler and I think we can have better rules. That's obviously true. The really important part is that the market hasn't had clarity in so long. The crypto market and the Forex market, everyone's just sort of playing in this gray area space. And once we have a rule book, I think things will start to improve dramatically. Uh, okay, we'll get back to NASDAQ and US30 once we finish our rounds here. Big inflation week, not in terms of inflation going up or down, but in terms of the news releases. Tuesday, we have core PPI and regular PPI. This is the Producers Price Index, what producers pay to make our stuff, right? Early indicator for consumer pricing, because if they're paying more for stuff, and this is really going to be way more important in 2025 than ever before. Last year and the years before, it was the inflation topic was number one. This year, I think employment is going to be the number one focal point. I do think, obviously, we have to watch inflation at all times, but it's not going to be the number one headline topic. And I actually think that producer inflation and supply chain inflation is going to be the big target because the media really wants to come after Trump for enacting tariffs. And some of these sort of skeptical economists are saying that the tariffs are going to create so much contention in the supply chains, prices are going to go up. All of us are going to be paying more for phones and cars and all this stuff. So the PPI and those early indicators of consumer inflation, I think, are going to take a front seat. And so when I said inflation is going to take a back seat, specifically, I was talking about consumer inflation. And I actually think producer inflation, and I think that what else is there? Like the sentiment surveys for manufacturers, like PMI, for example, I think those are going to start to take a more important approach. Now, the stock market is going to boom because let's just say that there's inflation for consumers. Well, really, the cost of stuff just goes up. And if everyone's still got a job, everyone's going to pay it. And these companies are going to be making record profits, which is going to help their underlying stock price. Now, on the flip side, if there's productivity growth, like Trump's administration is promising, and there isn't consumer inflation, then the companies still win because people are buying more stuff, right? Because now they're getting paid more, there's productivity growth, and the stuff is the same price. You know, that's just going to be good overall. So I think stocks are going to be the big winner of 2025. Crypto will also be a massive winner of 2025. So please make sure you guys keep an eye on both of those prints throughout the year because they're pretty important. Now, speaking of consumer inflation, Wednesday, we have the consumer price index on a month-to-month, consumer price index annual, and we have the core consumer price index, which excludes automobiles. Well, actually, this excludes food and energy, excuse me. Food and energy, they change too much, and the government subsidizes a lot of farmers to not grow healthy stuff and to grow other stuff, side conversation. And so those skew the numbers. Eliminating those, we have core CPI to see how the real sort of economy is doing. CPI, again, not the best measure. PCE is a lot more effective if you really want to see the change in the overall price of the stuff that consumers are really buying. But CPI is like that, you know, this is the propaganda number that the government wants to give us. So I don't know. We're playing a propaganda game with propaganda numbers. At least keep the data consistent. Retail sales numbers drop on Thursday. And then, of course, weekly employment claims, nothing more to see there. So Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to have a little bit of a shakeout. And then once the inflation numbers come out like more normal than everyone expected, I really think that everyone's tiptoeing on eggshells. By everyone, I mean the largest financial institutions and holders of capital and allocators of capital. They're tiptoeing on eggshells because there's this too good to be true vibe about what's going on right now. Are we really about to make the government more efficient, rein in the military industrial complex, make the country actually healthy, hold the pharmaceutical health industries and the food manufacturers to account? A little bit too good to be true. But the inauguration is going to be a big step between now and January 20th. Um, I think that certifying the vote January 6th, that was the first sort of like, all right, this is happening. And then we're going to get these inflation prints that are sort of in the right direction, and everyone's going to be like, hold on. So the economy's stable, Trump is in, a lot of people are excited, money's moving out the sidelines, and that's where I think the enthusiasm really starts to pick up. All right. So could we have another week or two of bearish stock market, bearish crypto before we really see the pump? Sure. Is this pump in the stock market, do I really think that this is not inevitable? That's an impossible word to use in trading, but do I want to say it's like the highest probability thing right now? Yes. All right. Big money gets into stocks and everybody wins. Okay. Let's take a look at NASDAQ real quick. Actually, I mean, we're just on US30, but anyways, pretty good rise here. All right. Just since August 2024, we had this beautiful retracement down, and then we've just been climbing ever since. So delete all the drawings here. Get on the daily. And so just kind of a refresher for some of you who may be a little bit newer to trading. An uptrend, a bullish trend, is defined by a series of higher floors, higher supports, higher lows, as well as higher highs. Okay, so by definition, like definitionally, these highs are still getting higher. The market is on an uptrend. So in an uptrend, you typically want to be trading in the direction of the overall trend, which is buying. And so we're looking for buys specifically here on Nasdaq for that reason. Now, what most traders see is that the market's been going down a lot. It's been going down a lot. It's been going down a lot. It's going to keep going down, Roy. So why are we buying this up? Location matters. Trend matters. Trend being arguably the most important thing. Like, which way is the market going, up or down? If it's going up, I get it. It could be temporarily retracing, but just go with the overall trend. All right. Just to skip the answers at the back of the exam. Yeah, there's been some bearish action here, but let's be real. The definition of a bullish trend is higher highs, higher lows. Definition of a bearish trend, lower highs, lower lows. The definition of a wedge, often misunderstood, equal lows, lower highs. So not a bear trend just yet, even though I do see that these wicks are being filled here. As far as I'm concerned, triple bottom. And for the Chart Addicts members, not just triple bottom, but triple bottom with the duck, duck, goose here. Support, support, induction, liquidity grab. Potential move to the upside. This is the first area to break. I think equal highs here would be my expectation if we start to see this move to the upside. And then, of course, the double top after. So I'm looking for buys. Drew my fibs, 88.6. Body of the candle still closing above. I scaled down to the smaller time frames. Okay. Members, again, just in case you guys need the visual aid. Here's one. Here's two. And then draw the fib for this entry here, body to wick. Okay. Have not hit the 88. So could we have a second push to the downside for almost a double bottom before we move up? I believe so. Did I already take a trade on the smaller time frames with this inverted head and shoulders right here? Right? I took wick at the bottom. I took an entry right there for the buys. That happened. I sent that in the chats. Right? Am I up damn near $2,000? Well, $1,000, $1,500, $1,700 on all the accounts copy traded together. Yes. If you guys can do the math, yes, that's how I started my week. It's not even 2 hours post open. Should that inspire you to go do the same? No, because that typically leads to bad news. Okay. See somebody else winning early on a Sunday. You want to go do the same, even though it's breaking your rules. This is for motivational purposes only. Cool. You mind giving your opinion on GJ and GU? Muhammad, I will do just that. Everything's good. Let's go. Okay, I do want to give an honorable mention here before we move on to US30. James, are you on this call, bro? Please tell me James is on here. James Sayo. All right, he's gonna have to catch this recording later, but I want to give a massive shout out to James Sayo for coming. He came in second place at the trading challenge at the FX Summit. Almost won that $10,000 cash prize. There was about 10 contestants. They competed at the final day on stage in front of everybody. The pressure was on. It was random folks. It was 6 folks from the funded Forex team. The only person from the CA team that made it up there was Big James. And not only did he make it up there, almost won. Almost won. Came in second place. I want to give an honorable mention to our own James for that. Pretty dope. So let's go down to US30 and then we'll kind of look through the rest. Members, you guys know what I'm looking at here. It's too high up to buy it. So really, we're going to have to wait. Whoa, whoa. We're going to have to wait for a potential correction. Let's say 875 and 785. So about 100 points down. All right. But there's already a beautiful inverted head and shoulders right here. This thing really could just push to the upside. Massive pit potential here. I would love to see a second bottom, but I would also love, to see child hunger diminished. You know what I'm saying? We have to trade what's in front of us and not what we want, people. And that's the takeaway from today's stream. Okay. Euro USD probably going to continue to drop for the time being. We have a pretty good gauge here with the DXY. The DXY has continued to smash. Absolutely. All right. I know you guys don't want to hear it. Roy's 2025. You don't have to do the magnet thing. We've all been watching the streams. We know. Yeah. Okay. If you think that just because I'm redundant, that I'm going to stop being redundant and emphasizing the important stuff, you're out of your fucking biscuit. You understand? And so just for, tradition's sake, I'm gonna have to do it because if people don't know about the super secret magnet indicator, undefeated, undisputed, has not lost a game, has not lost a round. Dominant champion in every category, multi-weight champ, can't beat it, can't find it, can't touch it. Magnet indicator. Every single level got smashed. And then not only that, people, the magnet level that we've been tracking for about a year and a half, 107.5, that never got hit in 2023 when we were first tracking this. And then we had this second run up, beautiful rejection, awesome. But not only did the 107.5 get respected, it also turned to support. And that to show you, super secret magnet indicator, can't beat it, can't fight it, can't touch it. Where's all the dollar bears? On Twitter talking about, bro, I think the dollar's going to drop. I think P&L was dropping. All right. Don't bet against the 88.6. Don't bet against the dollar. And if you want a reason why, check out our channel interview with Brent Johnson, the person who sort of coined the dollar milkshake theory, the dollar dominance theory. If you guys want to understand why the dollar ain't going nowhere, please check out that incredible podcast. Now, USDJPY is ready to hit some kind of retracement here. Okay. 88.6 should be right on the money. Oh my word. This is unbelievable. Sitting right under the 88. Okay, and we're starting to wedge. And so this is typically what the I'm going to throw baby pips under the bus here because why not? It's 2025, but I'm not a fucking sellout, right? It's still me over here, people. In case you guys thought a fucking clone replaced me. In case you guys needed some verification. This is what the baby pips traders would normally think would happen. You're having this wedge, and it's right under a sell zone that Roy said is one of his sell levels, right? You see some selling pressure here, some selling pressure here, some selling pressure here. Beautiful. They would think this thing's just going to drop straight up or straight down, excuse me. No, not going to happen. Wedge, fake down. Beautiful. Push up to the real zone. This is why patience pays. Anybody who can't wait for that 88.6 correction, you're going to be selling into a trend, and then it's going to correct, and then you're just in drawdown, or you're, liquidated, and then the market will drop. Now, I'm going to verify that I've drawn my fibs correctly here. I'm going to have to do some cross fibs, some higher time frame, lower time frame stuff, just to really make sure. But this looks like we're almost there. We're wedging to sort of create some pressure. So this would be phase one. And then whipsaw, and then drop. Really, it would be whipsaw, double top, and drop, which even better. Second opportunity in case you missed the first one. So ready for a big move down. This thing has been pumping since September 2024, when we first looked at this range. If I reverse this fib that's been so accurate, let's see if we actually are at the 88.6. Well, it looks like, difficult. A little difficult. So I would wait for a push through regardless, and then a sell back down. Pretty easy stuff here. Am I gonna go through gold? Wow, interesting. Yeah, I mean, it looks like there's some retracements coming in and on all angles. Okay, so we do have this higher low. There's a bullish trend. This thing is beautiful, right? Clean this up a bit here. But we're getting ready to get to this higher time frame sell level here. So that's going to be my biggest focus is 88.6 right there. So 27.07. Okay, pretty good push. I don't think that we're going to have a full move to the downside. It really just depends on how strong the dollar rally really goes. If the dollar starts to retrace back down, then this thing can actually blow through the zone. But I wouldn't take any sells until we get there to 27.07, pretty close to it. Once we get there, there's a lot of room between 27.07 and 26.65. So that's about 35 plus 7, 42 points or $42 difference in gold price. A lot of money potential there. So that's 35 points would be what for the gold traders, or 42, excuse me, 420 pips. 420 pips. Hey, pretty convenient number. Okay, last but not least, US30. Same thing as Nasdaq, 88.6. Basically the same setup as this USDJPY trade. Look at this. I'm on the daily. Oh. So we had the lows right here, skipped above, created support, touched support again, and then continued. So we have the real low, support, support at the higher floor. Hop on over to US30. All right. Now, this is kind of the caveat here is like, if this is the true low, then we're sitting right at the 88.6. If like this little cheat code, so resistance to support, pretty good way to gauge whether it's the body or the wick, especially when you're dealing with, let's say, like the neckline here. Now, if I draw the fib from this low to the highs, we've blown all the way through the 88.6, right? So we had the first, excuse me, 88.6 touch, and then a failed third break. But we're still sitting at this single bottom, double bottom, triple bottom here. So with that being said, I'm going to go with this trade idea right here. All right, we'll go support resistance here. Model 1 entry would be here. So as long as we're above this daily support, still a chance to buy. And as close as the closer it gets to the daily support, the better. If it's a Model 2, it'll swipe down, very likely break through this low, hit the extension, and then continue. So I'm going to try for the first buys. I don't trade US30, but I would take this buy if I was trading US30. And then if that failed, after I took my partials and made some slight money here, I'd wait for this thing to hit the extensions and then just take a second entry here. All right, so first entry, right where it's at, basically. And then second entry would be on the extension levels of 1.17. Cool. Told you guys at the beginning, purpose of these streams to get you ready for the week. Now that we're ready for the week, how do you guys feel? Put a 1 in the chats if you're ready to go. Chart Addicts members, we got some very exciting things for 2025. We're teaming up with FX Replay, potentially TradeZella to help us on the coaching side, to help us have a dashboard for results so that we can more accurately help you guys make progress by measuring the results along with you. Also, FX Replay partnership will allow us to take any education that we do, live class or course, and attach a really, really like extensive homework component to where you're not just learning the information and then you have to spend months on the charts to really see live examples. Instead, you can go in there to the replay and just test out the strategy, 100 trades in about 30 minutes, and really learn how this thing works so that you don't have to take a couple months before you can start making money. You can learn this info, test it, and use it. Cool? People, are we alive or are we is this a fucking library? What happened here? All right, let's just get excited. That's never been easier. Just catching dubs, making money. And especially with the whole Apex situation. Now, I know you guys might be asking me what's going on. There's some stuff that you read on Twitter. I don't care. What I care about is, do the payouts hit? Is the trading platform good? And are they reliable when there are issues? And all three of those check out for now. So you guys can use Chart Addicts promo code for any of the Apex accounts, get 50% off. And then if they're doing an 80% off, I'm sure that we'll have something for you guys later. But challenges for half off or less, Come on, people. It's time to get moving. I'm not going to make progress this year by shuffling your feet, just hoping it's all going to work itself out. It won't. Nothing works unless you do. That's all I got for you guys. Catch you guys later on the streams this week. Intro to NAS webinar on Wednesday. And I believe the NAS class is also on Wednesday. Could be on Tuesday. You guys watch the chats for the VIP updates if you're in the Discord chat, and we'll have everything over to you. Take it easy. How do you handle the trailing drawdown on Apex? Number one, self-control. Number two, have rules. You're not here to trade the same way you do always. You're not here to trade your strategy. You're not here to take advantage of the full move. You're not here to make a certain amount of money. You're here to play by the rules that they've set so that you can actually get the payouts. And so in order to do that, you're going to have to sacrifice some things you want to do, maybe holding longer. Or so if you're going to be playing by their rules, religiously protect that downside. Don't let that trailing drawdown number go below 2,000 or whatever number that you've decided, because when you want to get the payouts, you can't even take the full payout that you want if you don't have enough, trailing drawdown to draw from, right? Because it counts against, if you have 2,500 in trailing drawdown, that you can use, and you want to take a $2,000 payout, they'll take that from the trailing equities. And now you only have $500 to trade with. You've gutted your account. So you need to have cushion and extra. And so always have a minimum floor, protect that religiously. Your priority is first, protect the account. Second, to make money. Cool. Catch you guys later. Peace. All right. We're back. Triadex members, we're going to be doing